The purpose of a trademark registration is to grant you ownership of your trademark. So whether it's a name, logo, tagline, or some other unique symbol that you are using to identify your products or your services in the marketplace, if you want to own it, you have to register it as your trademark. Oftentimes we get asked, well, where should I register my trademarks then? And as a new business, as a small business, you have to kind of prioritize where you're going to spend your money in order to get the most benefit out of trademark registration. So trademarks are country specific. If you want to own your trademarks in Canada, you have to register them here. If you want to own them in the United States, you have to register them there. If you want to own them in China, in Europe, anywhere else, you have to register your trademarks in each country where you want to own them. So a strategy that we often recommend for our Canadian small business clients is to first apply to register your trademark here in Canada. That Canadian trademark application can be used as the basis for foreign trademark applications. For example, if you want to own your trademarks here in Canada and the United States, you can use your Canadian trademark application as the basis for your United States trademark application. And ultimately, your Canadian registration will enable you to skip over the requirement to prove that you're selling all of the goods and services claimed in United States commerce in order to get your US trademark registration. So it's one of the benefits to registering here in Canada in your home country. Also, if you wanted to register your trademark in a bunch of different countries, if you file here in Canada first, you can use that Canadian application and convert it to an international trademark registration. So basically what you'll do is you'll file your application with the Canadian Intellectual Property Office, then you convert it to an international registration, and you designate each of the different foreign countries where you want to extend your trademark ownership. And the Canadian Intellectual Property Office sends your application to the World Intellectual Property Office, and then they send your application to all of those different national trademark offices. And ultimately, eventually, what will happen is you will have trademark registrations in all of those different countries. And you as the applicant only had to deal with the Canadian Intellectual Property Office. So this is where, you want to think about, what are your growth plans over the next several years? Are you looking for multi-country expansion? In which case you would maybe think about an international registration, but you first need to have a home country application in order to avail yourself of that procedure. If you're just thinking you're going to be in Canada for the next couple of years, you have a local business, maybe you're a spa, maybe you're a restaurant, and you're not planning to expand into the United States, then you don't need to have a US trademark registration. You would just register here in Canada. But if you're thinking about exporting products or services to any other countries, you want to think about, in the future, having registrations in those countries, and in which case you also want to have your Canadian registration in place so that you can use it as the basis for those foreign trademarks. So that's just a little something for you to think about in terms of making your plans to own your trademarks and where you want to own them, and a strategy for prioritizing your budget for trademark registrations. If you have any questions or you're thinking about applying to register your trademarks in Canada, in any other countries, don't hesitate to book a free consult. We're happy to give you an estimate on what that's going to cost you, and to work out with you your own strategy for protecting your trademarks in all of the different countries where you plan to do business.